in the last election, myself and my boss, the president, were on the same side. In this election, we are on different sides. From where I sit, I am running more against my boss than his candidate. And that's the real complication. Because the president is the chairman of the party where my competitor is now running. We have confidence in the IEBC to deliver this election. We believe that the people of Kenya have come a long way to understand what democracy is, and that we are going to make choices. And we have every confidence in the people of Kenya to make that choice on the 9th of August. And we have said unequivocally that we will respect the decision and the choice of the people of Kenya as a side. The Kenya Kwanza side, which I am the candidate, I have on their behalf made that commitment that we want a peaceful election. We want a democratic, credible election, and we are preparing ourselves for it. We have done our bit in preparing ourselves for that election. I must say that yesterday I said I congratulate my competitor because for the first time, 2 days ago, he committed that he will accept the outcome of the election, which he has never in his political career. So I think we will have a peaceful election. With that commitment, we're going to have a peaceful election, because that's normally the problem. That when the people of Kenya decide this way or the other, if the candidates are not democratic enough to accept the outcome of that election, and if they have any issues, proceed to the institutions that are available for dispute resolution, then we normally have a problem if people are not willing to go that route. So I think we have confidence in the IEBC. There are issues, like there will be issues in every election, concerns here, concerns there, and we have agreed with the IEBC that as and when we come across issues that are of concern to us, we will raise it with them and see whether we can work out solutions. So far, so good. There is an issue that is currently outstanding on the voters register, whether we will have the digital or electronic voters register, or we will use a manual register, or both. Our position is that we have come a long way in matters technology, that we believe that an electronic register will work. It's not easy to manipulate. It is not subject to games. And we think there are sufficient safeguards around it to make it credible. Unless somebody comes forward with credible information that it's not, we have no reason to doubt the electronic register. Is it called electronic register?
Yes.
Yeah.
The KIMS kit.
Yeah, the KIMS kit. Yeah. So we have absolutely no issue with that, and we think we should proceed in that manner. However, if the IEBC make a decision that both the electronic register and the manual register will be available, we equally don't have much of an issue. We will only have to be much more vigilant to make sure that the manual register is not abused. to staff ballot boxes and those kind of things. Believe that the participation of the international community and friends through the observers like yourselves is a very critical plank to making sure that we have a believable election. So we welcome your participation alongside many others. We believe that you bring a lot of value to this election by making sure that there are other people who are watching what we are doing. And I would really encourage that we have as many observers deployed in as many counties as is possible. It may not be possible to have them everywhere, but it would be good to have them in as many places as is practically possible. The ideal should be to cover the country as much as is possible amongst the observers. That way, you can assist us in vouching for the credibility of the election, the fairness of the election, and that kind of thing. Elections being a motive everywhere, and especially in Kenya, where the level of political awareness is very high. We have probably the most political population this side of the world. Every Kenyan knows what it is. They know who is contesting. They know what they stand for. They have quite a lot of information. I mean the majority, not, of course, not everybody, but I can say a very big majority of Kenyans know what it is that they are going into. And that being the case, the level of awareness, it also means that if things don't go right, they know things have not gone right. You know, it's not easy to fool people that things went right when they know it didn't. So we have another group of observers there also. The people themselves are. Maybe those ones will assist you. We have had incidences of violence. Around our campaign. We have raised those issues with the IEPC. And this is violence targeted at our campaign. We had a serious incident in Kisumu when I visited Kisumu, and a lot of people were injured and many vehicles destroyed, including my own vehicle. Unfortunately, the police did not do much. We have had also an incident where my competitor his chopper was stoned in Uasin Gishu. We made a very firm statement ourselves to disown that kind of violence and to ask the police to take action. We've had the latest incident here in Nairobi where our meeting was disrupted, though we managed to continue with the meeting. Orchestrated violence. On that particular incident, I must commend the police. They did the best they could. I think it's good to give credit to them. So we hope that we can limit these incidences of violence. Again, we must give ourselves credit. They are far much fewer than we have witnessed in the past, which is again a very positive development. Mr. President, you said we raise some concern. The only concern from where we sit is the police. We do not doubt the capacity of the police to handle the situation. We don't doubt that. We doubt the command. We have a serious problem with the command of the police. We have the most incompetent Inspector General of Police, I think, in the world. The most incompetent in the whole world. And that's a big problem. His incompetence may not necessarily play out when things are working, but when things get to a head and you need some decisions to be made, I can tell you for sure, the gentleman we have as an IG cannot make any decision. He simply doesn't have the capacity to make any decision. So the current command of the police is done by others. The IG is supposed to be an independent office. But if he cannot discharge that responsibility, it means it's being discharged by people who don't run independent offices. And to be honest, the current IG is the President of Kenya, who is the leader of Azimio. So, if you put yourselves in our shoes, if the IG is also a competitor in the election, you know, where do you start? That's where the problem is. Our concern is when the chips are down and a decision has to be made on some critical elements of the election, if it is the president to make those decisions, and he is already the chairman of our competition, your guess is as good as mine.